Mr. Toastmaster. How many of you here are well aware that our police are acquiring military gear? Ready to show of hands? 1, 2, 3. That's it?
So,
I kind of figured the public has little to no notice at all that they are acquiring military gear. Many of you aren't aware that they get snipers, tactical gear, full armor gear. They could be in a bush outside right here, you wouldn't know that. They are that well equipped. They are basically a sixth military branch in a sense. Our National Guard without having the quote, National Guard. Now 38 states are known to have the silencers, sorry about that. 38 states. And that's states like Nena. Many of you might not know who Nena is because it never comes out in the news. Because nothing ever happens there. The police chief has recently just acquired, without even knowing, without demanding it, without even wanting it, silencers. He said there's no cause for it. Nothing ever happens there. And yet they also received a 9-foot-tall, 9-ton anti-mine truck. Now, I'm like 5'8", close to 6 feet, a little bit, you know. Now, can you imagine? That's probably closer to the lights. 9 foot, 9 tons. Can you imagine that? That's a tank. In a little town. It's a little city. Just imagine, Chula Vista is bigger than that city. Nothing ever happens in a little prairie right there. Now, I'm going to read to you guys a paragraph on this war gear by Matt Apuzzo from the New York Times. A 9-foot-tall armored truck was intended for an overseas battlefield, but as President Obama ushers in the end of what he called America's long season of war, I quote that, the former tools of combat, M16 rifles, grenade launchers, silencers, and more are ending up in local police departments, often with little public notice. That's from the New York Times, a very prestigious news article. Now, you might think, okay, that's not no big deal, but how would you like to have the SWAT come to your house, barge in, little notice of somebody calling and, disturbing the peace? You wouldn't want the SWAT coming over. It actually happened to a mayor over there on the East Coast, somewhere over there by Connecticut. A mayor, they broke into his house, shot his dog, pinned the dog, shot it in the head, pinned him on the floor to gunpoint. The chief police comes in saying, what's going on here? I didn't give the authorization for you guys to come in barging in on the mayor. They even told him, this guy thinks he's the mayor. He's really doped up. He said, he is the mayor. What are you doing? Now, if they can do it to a mayor, what's stopping them as, per se, the president of Toastmasters? What's to stop them? If they can do it to a mayor, now there's nothing. Can you stop them, I mean? Imagine these guys, 9-foot armored truck. You're going to pull a China where the guy stands in front of the tank? I don't know if you guys heard about that, but a man in China stood in front of an armored tank and put his hand out, disappeared a week later, before anybody could get to him. Well, thank God we aren't like them, right? God's really harsh. And I'm going to read to you another paragraph right here. Here's that. Okay, here we go. Police departments, though, are adding more firepower and military gear than ever. Some, especially in larger cities, have used federal grant money to buy armored cars and other tactical gear. And free surplus program remains a favorite of many police chiefs. Say they could otherwise not afford such equipment. Chief Wilkinson said he expects the police to use a new truck rarely when the department SWAT's team faces an armored standoff or serves a warrant on someone to believe to be dangerous. Now, in 1981, when the SWAT was being introduced by an official, I don't recall his name, but he was being introduced, they said, we will rarely use the SWAT. How many of you know what percentage of the SWAT actually finds drugs, contraband, anything of that sort? Any of you know?
0.
Okay.
Very, very low, I imagine.
Yeah. 2/3 of the houses, 66%, that's a D grade, a D. That means 1/3 of the houses, they never find anything. And there's another 20% that they find, maybe a little sack. Now, I don't know about you, but even if it was a sack, we're paying for that with federal grant money. We're not in the stand to be paying for all this stuff over here and then everybody over here, and we're overseas. Now we can't even control our own situation back home. The SWAT is going crazy, ballistic. Now, there's another paragraph I would like to read to you here. The ubiquity of SWAT teams has changed not only the way officers look, but also the way departments view themselves. Recruiting videos feature clips of officers storming into homes with smoke grenades and firing automatic weapons in Springdale, Arkansas. A police recruiting video is dominated by SWAT clips, including officers throwing a flash grenade into a house and creeping through a field in camouflage. In camouflage. And they say they need it. They are used very rarely for rare situations, quote unquote. How long do you guys think it'll take before they start using these huge armored trucks where they say they rarely use or rarely want to use them? As they said in 1981, SWAT will rarely be used, and now it's a norm. It's crazy to think that we're not that far away from the future. Thank you.